Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back here talking about the Detroit Lions. They're currently riding a nice little heater right now. Another 3-game win streak. They're 6-1 in their last 7 football games, and we're going to hit you with some cold hard facts in today's video. We're actually live here from Chicago. You'll see this background here in just a little bit. This is the OG. This isn't really the OG setup. We're just back home right now for the holidays. Hope you guys are having a great holiday week, I guess. Gonna be a fun way to end this Detroit Lions season. We're going to start it off with a couple of stats from prideofdetroit.com, which, by the way, is a great great website that I was not familiar with until today. They seem like you're doing a great job, and we're going to start it off with some DVOA stats, which is basically Football Outsiders efficiency metric. It's a statistic that measures the value of every single play, taking into account things like down distance, time left in a game, score, and strength of opponent. Now, if you guys want to read this article in completion, I will have it linked down below. But before we get into it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new here, we post Lions content all the damn time. Lions fans, you guys are literally so nice. We got a nice Chicago flag behind me. We got a nice Michael Jordan throwback jersey behind me. I'm a Chicago boy, but used to live in Northville, Detroit, just outside of Detroit, Northville, Michigan. And one of my favorite memories was going to Detroit Lions football games as a kid in that dome. I have so many bobbleheads. I'll have to bring them out for you guys for a video here. But since week 9, the start of the Lions' current 6-1 stretch, here's where the Lions rank in DVOA. Offense, 4th. Overall 4th, offense 7th, 5th in passing, defense 10th, and special teams 4th. That punt return was absolutely majestic. Like I said in my recap video, I truly thought after that punt return to start off the game, essentially, I really thought it was going to be a blowout. I really thought we were about to see another Jacksonville Jaguar type blowout, but I got to give credit where credit is due. The New York Jets have a phenomenal defense. In fact, they're statistically ranked number 4. Now, I get it. DVOA doesn't make too much sense. When we look at this team in general since week 9, we have their stats here. They are 3rd in points scored with 196. They are 15th in points allowed at 139. And the reason that's important for you guys is because, I talked a lot about James Houston in my last video. Guys like Houston, Hutchinson, Joseph, Aquara's back. This is a young, promising defense with some sprinkles of veteran talent in there. Essentially, you have the Rams pick, first and foremost, but you're going to spend some draft capital on the defense, but I genuinely believe, and those aren't the only good 4 defensive players on the Lions. That's the thing, especially linebacker position. They're missing maybe a handful of star-esque players from no doubt being top 15, but the reason I bring that up is because just statistically speaking, we have it right here. What are they? 31st in defensive rating. I don't think that does them credit as that stat right there says. I mean, you're 3rd in points scored. They have a top 5 offense statistically on the season, but defensively, it started shaky, right? It started shaky. You're missing some guys. You have a lot of young pieces. Aiden Hutchinson. You have a ton of rookies, right? You're also missing some guys like Aquara. So their defense from the start of the season to what it is right now, just simply, there's levels to this. And I would put them right now as a middle of the pack defense, but the caveat to that statement is they make plays when they need to make plays, and they get stops when they need to get stops, as we saw in that Jets game. Obviously, Robert Saleh, it might be how young of a coach he is. I don't know what he was doing. When you have 3 timeouts with 2 minutes left in the game and you need a field goal to tie it, I don't know why you wouldn't use them until the clock starts getting closer and closer to 0. But neither here nor there. The defense was still getting stops, and I get it. Zach Wilson actually played a pretty good game. The defense is still going to be prone to giving up those big plays, right? They're going to be prone to giving up the big plays. I guess what defense isn't, except unless you're maybe elite, it's not going to be at a consistent level. But this stat here, once again from prideofdetroit.com, I want to give credit where credit is due. They're hitting you with some cold hard facts in this article. When we look at simple overall week record, or just record, from week 9, this is how it goes. The San Francisco 49ers 6-0 and the Cincinnati Bengals are 6-0. If you've been watching this channel or if you've been watching my Niner videos or my Bengal videos, that's my Super Bowl right now. 49ers Bengals is my current Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Lions fans, because you still don't want to play the Detroit Lions. They still could, if they get into the playoffs, which I would imagine they're going to win out. And I am a Packers fan, so this is fully biased. Detroit's had issues winning in Lambeau Field, right? Green Bay has to play Miami this week on Christmas Day. If we lose that game, Aaron Rodgers will not be suiting up for that Week 18 matchup. So anything goes. And also, this is a completely different Detroit Lions team than Detroit Lion teams we've seen in the past, right? So that also should be accounted for. But to finish that off, my point was San Francisco and Cincinnati are the two hottest teams in football right now, just statistically speaking, at 6-0 since Week 9. Well, coming in at tied for second, you have the Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Kansas City Chiefs. And once again, Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs are very realistic Super Bowl contenders. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people had the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs in their Super Bowl prediction. Well, all three of those teams, including the Lions, are 6-1 in their last 7. It's not like the Lions are winning these Mickey Mouse games. Like, I get it. Minnesota, posers, frauds, whatever, quote, air quote, blah, 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 blah. They took down the New York Giants, who just had a very impressive win on the road against the Washington Commanders. So the New York Giants, I have my opinions on Daniel Jones, but that's neither here nor there. The New York Giants are a playoff team, right? You have good, impressive wins against the Green Bay Packers. The Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, they put up 30 points in that game. Jacksonville also. My hot take is the Jacksonville Jaguars end up making the playoffs. And Minnesota and the Jets, also a borderline playoff team. And then Minnesota, one of the best statistical teams, especially record-wise, in the NFC. My point is, and you have the 3-point loss to the Buffalo Bills that very easily could have gone in Detroit Lions' favor. My point is, this is not, this isn't your father's Detroit Lions. I say that half-assedly because I'm not quite sure what the Lions were like when my dad was my age. He's like, in his 50s now. So if somebody could brief me on the Detroit Lions history 25 years ago, that would be awesome. But this Lions team is different. And they are built to contend, and they are built to contend for years to come. You have your quarterback. You have your nice pieces on offense. You have a nice offensive line. You have your pieces on defense. They're literally just a couple of pieces away, whether it's going to be through the draft, free agency. Maybe we see a trade out there. You're well coached. You're well managed. This Lions team, you don't want to play them right now. And I would imagine Carolina, Chicago, and myself as a Packer fan, I don't want to play the Detroit Lions. I definitely don't want to play the Detroit Lions. That's going to be a theme for several years to come. But Lions fans, you guys already know that. Once again, you can check out that full article. I just kind of talked about a couple of points in today's video. You can check that out down below. But as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want more Lions content, I post daily NFL videos as well. Lion fans, seriously, you guys are just absolutely blessing my channel, absolutely blessing my life, making this possible to do every single day. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will have to get to a Lions game ASAP, right? One quick thing, if you want to follow my Twitter, if you want to follow my Instagram, those are also down below. I feel weird self-promoting, but I love Lions Twitter. I'm not really on Lions Twitter that much. I have to go out of my way to find it. So if we got some Lions fans following the Twitter, that would make it a lot, easier and a lot more enjoyable for everybody, right? Community is what makes the world go round. So hope you have a good holiday. I will be posting a Detroit Lions video before the next game, so don't worry about that. But still, have a good holiday week. If I don't hear from you, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'll catch you cats later.